Hey guys, Jerry here, and welcome back to my modded OpenTTD series. Now, since last time, I have actually gone and changed all the train engines into these new Ginsu ones. So that has raised the average speed on the entire track from those 64 kilometers per hour to whooping 124, I think. So these guys are moving goods now at a rapid pace, meaning that my profits have increased across the board. As you can see, I have actually quite a bit of money now. And all this is, this money has accumulated just while I've been changing train engines. So these guys, since I think they break down about as much, really, but they generally tend to move stuff a lot quicker. Which means that our station ratings are up. Like, we're up to 84% on mail now. We still need to transfer a lot more passengers, which is one of the reasons I have changed this train here into having only passengers and nothing else. However, it would appear that we still need to move even more passengers just between these two cities. Up here, still have poor rating? Nope, up here we actually do have all the passengers that we need. So that means we have an excess of passengers here because this is a big town, which makes a lot of sense actually. So, what we're gonna do now is have a look at these first of all. As you can see, we're still on excellent rating on the plant fibers, but there is a lot of stuff waiting for us. We do have like 6 vehicles coming in now, just to kind of pick up a bit more stuff. So, in general, at least, we're moving a bunch of stuff here. Over here, I think we're pretty much on, yeah, outstanding. We're moving all the sheep wool. Beautifully spoken there. Someone has built a brand new petrol station here, meaning that we can actually provide food and goods and petrol right there in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I think this one, does it belong to Reddington? Yeah, it does. So I think if we deliver goods to this one, then it might count as delivering to this. But since we can already deliver both goods and food down here, there's not much reason other than petrol if we wanted to get rid of that. But we do have a bit of goods being produced here now, so let us just quickly set up a train to actually carry this somewhere. Can we deliver goods here? Yes, we can, and building materials. So let us buy a brand new train. And say goods. Just have a large train. I mean, we have stuff coming in all the time here, so hopefully it wouldn't take too long for it to fill up. And yeah, that's unload. And then, since you're on a rather long trip, go service there. Service. Okay, go. Now this is just really tying up a loose end because we do have the goods being produced, so we might as well just bring them somewhere. I think we need to start considering expanding our train network a bit. I actually do love how when the train is loading, you can actually see all the carts opening up, waiting for goods to be delivered. I know that's a really tiny thing, but considering this is a... Did you see? You can even see the stuff inside. I don't know if that's actually chips or whether it's one of the other mods, but it's one of those really nice things that I just kind of like. Anyway, what do we have here? We have livestock that we're not bringing anywhere. These guys want grain, manufacturing supplies. So we have livestock. We actually have a lot of that. We have from both these sides. So the question is whether we can find a butchery somewhere. Industry list, let's see. Sort by type. I think the butcheries, they're called like... I'm not a native English speaker, some of you might have noticed. So they're called stockyards, yeah. So we have one. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit and then teleport around to these guys, see where if I can see anything nearby. Sugar refinery. So this one appears to be the closest one. Okay, so that's the closest one. Yeah, that seems a decent distance. Most likely we should either have a really long tunnel going all the way through this mountain, or we should just bring it around. we can probably cut across here and then bring it down there. But the main thing is, because we have these two stations like pretty far apart, and then this one as well, producing extras, I think what we're gonna do is actually have the station over here and then use even more trucks to feed from these two into the station over here. So the question is how to. I think we're just gonna start out by making. Let's make a chip station. They're so nice. And then have it, yeah, like that. And just decorate it a bit, you know. Small wooden hut. And some cow pens, sheep pens, and pig pens. There we go. Actually, we need another cow pen, so let's do that. Okay, I know that's just a bit of silly roleplay, but it's that's kind of like if you don't allow yourself to roleplay a bit in the games that you play, then where does the fun go? That's one of the that's one of the things I really love about games like this. You can roleplay a bit and try to deliver all the goods to a town and make them happy. So now we have the station here. We need, of course, to build rails out here. I kind of want to place the station on this side of the on this side of this little lake here, so we can avoid having to deal with bridges. So let's just quickly get this one done. Like once we get to a point where we have a lot of trains coming in, we're gonna start building other kinds of stations, like have the trains go through the stations rather than turn around inside the stations. But that's all coming at one point. Okay, we have a lot of money, meaning that we can actually afford to make this. So we're just gonna carve a path through the mountain here, and then we're gonna keep the rails going flat. It's gonna save us a bunch of time, at least, in terms of transportation. Since these trains, we're still going with old steam trains, so they don't really like going up mountains that much. So thereabouts, and remove that. There we go. Lime kiln, not bad. That might be one of the next things we do, actually start getting some building materials. But for now, let us get this livestock here and actually use up the different factories, plants that we have. So as you can see, I haven't actually connected this one to my main line yet. I'm gonna do that pretty soon, but we're gonna make like a nice junction and then we'll figure out a way to do it properly. But for now, we don't actually need them to be connected. The question is, like, I'm actually wondering how to best make this junction here. Because of course you want stuff to be able to go, well, maybe not down here because you're not really delivering anything here, or maybe actually we are because these guys could use farm supplies. But on the other hand, if I gave farm supplies to these guys instead, because they produce so much more, then the production increase would result in even bigger benefits to me. So delivering farm supplies here would actually be the best thing. But then of course I could unload them here and then transport over there. Or make a little station, I don't know. I am babbling. Signals. Signals. Bam, bam, bam. Power signals there. And there. Making sure that they are appropriate over here. Remove that one because that was a mistake. And then of course some depots. I'm also gonna eventually, once we start having a lot of trains on the lines, change the depot so that they're actually on separate tracks, so that the train has to change track to get to a depot rather than hold up the entire line. But as long as we don't have more trains than we do now, it's not a big issue. Alright, so let us make one of these little... Let me just count here. There we go, make one of these little roundabout thingies. I should probably have extended that bridge a bit so we could have... Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try and be a bit smart here and make this bridge longer so we can put in 2 more tracks as soon as we want to. So let us make an addition to this station here. Put in a small depot. And then we're gonna set up our feeder systems. Actually, we're gonna set up a train system first. Just one train so we can pick up stuff. We want livestock, and we want a lot of it. Full load, and over here. And I got the signals here ready, yes. We'll pimp out this station in just a second. But for now, let us close this down. And get these feeders. Now, I'm kind of tempted to make actually a completely different station up here for picking up the livestock. Because at the moment, I could imagine that one being actually really overloaded. So what we're gonna do is put one here. And then we're gonna quickly rename this to livestock feed. Alright, then we'll make a new vehicle here. We need something that can transport livestock, of course, so that means... oh, we actually have the... I didn't even realize we had the old ones down here. But I'm just wondering if any of these... like this one's 40 kilometers? Anything faster? Nope. So it actually makes a lot of sense to use these down here, because they're faster. They're also more expensive, but how about Icebox now? I think a lot of these make more sense if you look at when they were first introduced. Like this one here can take 15 tons. It's cheap as hell. This one can take 14 tons and it's a lot more expensive, and it only has a small increase in speed. So we're actually just gonna go with more of these. Yeah, let's go with more of these. Refit them to livestock. And then go here, full load, and go over here and say transfer. And then we're gonna clone you a couple of times. 4 of them. And then let's see. I actually think we're starting to have enough trucks here that we want to... Oh wait, there's a truck there, we can't do that, okay. I'm thinking that there's enough trucks here that we want to maybe move this depot over here. And then as soon as that guy leaves, we're gonna make a small alteration to the path here. So we're gonna have a one-way track. No, wait. We're gonna have one way this way up here. Come on, one way. And then we're gonna change this one into one way as well. And then we're gonna connect these, of course. Now, I know this is gonna annoy some of these vehicles a bit, because they started going in here. Let's just quickly get that one done so no more actually goes in here. And then once all these guys are done turning around, this is just to, because we're gonna have a lot of trucks going here, we don't want them to be caught up by each other when they break down like this. So if you have a one-way track, then they can just overtake without having to encounter someone going the wrong way. Okay, I actually have a problem here because there. Why does it do that? I want all the arrows. Come on. Whatever. That works. And this way. Hopefully that'll work now. Okay, so these guys are transferring stuff, and it's They're not making a lot of profit because it's a very short distance, but at least they're helping load this train here. Glassworks. Interesting. So you have a lot of livestock still. So we wanna, let's just clone 2 more of these. And then we'll go over and set up like 3 trucks or so over here. Now this one is also pretty loaded up because we actually have we're actually picking up like a lot of extra stuff. I don't know if we want to send trucks to the same station. Let us make a different one. If we can. Okay, rename this one again. Livestock feed. And then that's the one, yeah. New vehicles. More of these, where were they? There. Livestock, of course, and go there. Come on, click the button. And go here. Transfer. Clone vehicle, a couple of times. And green light. Okay, that should do it. Now, of course, because this one, the primary one that we set here, actually doesn't produce a lot, the train's gonna have to rely heavily on the trucks delivering stuff. And it looks as though we're not really... Well, we're picking up a good bit of it, but not all of it yet. Like, we're eventually gonna need as many vehicles as we have to the other station. Which is what? How many? Quite a few. But we'll see. Like, hopefully the vehicle should result in a continuous stream of stuff going over here and being loaded into the train. And then, of course, once the train leaves, it's gonna build up. Now let us quickly, I don't know, check out on the goods here. We have 154 crates of goods that are not being picked up. Goods is only mediocre. Meaning that we could possibly put in one more train. Just... Yeah, let's just clone the train directly. Start. I really should start looking into grouping up these trains so I can what's it called? Manage them a bit more efficiently, but that's one of the things I haven't actually delved a lot into. But as you can see, when the train here enters the depot, it actually slows down a lot, and then it has to accelerate up again. So if we instead had the depots on a separate track, then they could accelerate up there and then merge back in again later. Now this town here has actually grown a bit. It needs milk. And that of course would be one reason to hook up this station here, because it actually does provide milk. It doesn't give a lot, granted, but it does give some. So that of course invites us to make a junction to here. But I don't think we want to do that just yet. Like, we want to... Maybe once we have a good bit of food being produced over here, then we can hook them up and actually deliver this food to somewhere else. Over here in Renton, maybe. But that would mean making, of course, this junction here. And it's gonna have to be right in the middle of the field, so it's gonna be expensive. But of course, we do have the money now. Seems these road vehicles have finally figured out how to use the one-way tracks, or one-way roads. Are we actually they're still accelerating ahead of us with the plant fibers. Like, we need way more vehicles up here. That's insane. actually quite impressive how much this one's producing, even though it only says like 63. That doesn't seem like a lot. But when you factor in that this one over here is 18, like you need 4 times, you get 4 times as much produced over here. So of course you need 4 times as many trucks. But yeah, I think we have a feeder system set up here for the goods. Why are you broken down inside the station? That's kind of silly. But we got the feeder system set up for the goods here. Not for the goods, but for the food here. And we have a goods train set up here. So hopefully with all these trains coming here now, we can pick up all the goods. All the goods. These little guys are coming in with more wool and plant fibers to finally fill up this train. Nearly full. 91%. Yeah. So I think next time we're gonna look into getting some building materials set up. That could either be from the like the lime factories or one of the other sort of building material sites, maybe even glassworks. Like we do have the clay pit here, which we can use for making bricks and such. We also have these 2 food plantations that we can hook up together. And maybe if we have a grocery store. Do we have a grocery store? Yeah, we can sell fruit down here. So I guess that's an option. Our little fishing village here is slowly growing. Very slowly. It still just needs mail and passengers, but the train going to it, of course, here needs to wait for it to actually deliver. Let's just skip him. Ships here, are you holding up nicely? Outstanding. And outstanding, yeah. And 3 ships in one little spot there, impressive. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here for now. So until next time, I'm Jerry and this has been OpenTTD with NewGRFs. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.